Welcome TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn what is notebook and how to write a notebook and work with the PySpark in notebooks. So here, let's say you are in portal.azure.com and then you go to the Synapse workspace. Once you click on the workspace, then you launch this called Open Synapse Studio. Once you click here, you're going to end up right here. Now, if I want to write a notebook, then I will be going to the develop, and in the develop, I have this plus sign here, and then I have notebook right here. So this is how I will create the notebook. If I want to give some name, let's say test notebook or something like that, I can give the name and you can see it changes right here. Also, the notebooks are saved under notebooks if you will publish them. If you don't publish them, they are going to be gone by the time you close this studio. Okay, let's close this notebook test and then I will go walk you through some definitions and everything. So my first Azure Synapse notebook, the notebook introduced the key Synapse concept, what is notebook, what is cell, what is a Spark session, and what are the basic PySpark operations. So let's get started. So what is a notebook? A notebook is an interactive environment where you can write and run code. It supports multiple languages such as PySpark, Spark SQL, Scala, in the .NET, C#, and you can use the notebook for data exploration, ETL development, machine learning, and visualization. Notebooks consist of cells. Each can contain either code or markdown formatted text. So what you are seeing right now, this one very fancy stuff that I have put right here is called the markdown, and I will show you the code how to write in the cells. So what exactly is the cell? A cell is a block in a notebook where you can write either code or text markdown. You can run each cell independently. There are two types of cells. One is called the code cell, runs a Spark code, e.g. for example PySpark, and markdown cell displays the formatted text and headers. As of now, what you are seeing right here, this is a markdown cell. So what is Spark session? A Spark session is an interactive connection to the Spark engine in Synapse, and if you remember that last time we have created the Spark pool, and you can see if you want to go to the right here in the manage, and then you will go to the Apache Spark Pools here, and you can see right there this is our Spark pool we have created. Now we go back to developer and then go to our notebook to take a look. So a session, Spark session is an active connection to the Spark engine in Synapse. So we have to attach this to our Spark pool, and then this is going to be active connection to the Spark engine in Synapse. It is automatically created when you attach a Spark pool and run first cell. As of now, you guys can see that I haven't run the first cell, so it is not active. It provides access to all Spark features such as the spark.create data frame. So if we need to create a data frame, then we need to have a Spark session. Okay, note starting the session may take few seconds if the pool is idle. So as of now, you guys can see that my pool is there, but I haven't run anything, and that's one of the thing. If I will take you right there to the manage, and here is my pool, and you can see that there is different configurations I have. So every 5 minutes it automatically get disabled. So number of minutes idle, so 5 minutes. If I'm not running anything, it's gonna get disabled or get idle in 5 minutes to save the money for me. So that's why if I'm running this code, what's going to happen is going to take some little time for the first time to start a Spark session. And now what's going to happen starting may take so note starting the session may take a few seconds if pool is idle. So once the pool is on or active, then no problem, it's going to keep running code right away. So how to check the active Spark session? So you can check by using just say Spark, and these are comments. So before I get into all this, I'm going to show you two type of cells here. So if you go down right here, it says code or markdown. So you can add a code here. So remember that we were talking about some of the part saying, hey, guess what, we can create the data frame, and what is the data frame? So I'm going to go ahead and let's say in this case I'm going to just hit enter and hit enter. So if you see right there, this is the I just pasted this definition here, and then what I can do, I can go ahead and write here and convert to the markdown cell. So if I do that, now as you see that it has converted to very beautiful text that I can read, and I can read this for you. In PySpark, a data frame is a core data structure that represents a distributed collection of data organized into in name columns. Think of it like a table in the relational database or traditional database, or a separate spreadsheet you might use in Excel or Google Sheet. So we call that a data frame. And now I'm going to go ahead and paste some code for you that we will be using to create the data frame. So here I will go to the code, and I will paste this code that I have copied. So you see right there, now it is this cell is a code, this cell is also code, and this is a markdown cell. So if you click right there and double click here, it will appear like this. You can also go ahead and let's say if I want to be highlight something, I will say this and then maybe italic or highlight. So those kind of things can be done, paragraph and numbers and everything. So all those things you can apply on this one. So once I click outside it, now you see that it is formatted the way I was formatting inside. Once I double click, I can go back and start putting all those different maybe link, paragraph, bullets and everything. And once I click outside, you can also import the image here and just click on the side. So this is a way you can write the entire notebook. Another developer comes, he want to read what exactly is happening. So you have markdown cells and to provide more explanations, and then you have this code that will do the real thing. So now we are all good. We know that what is markdown cell and what is code cell, and now we can simply execute. So if I go right here and see this button right there, so I will say run cell. So what's happening is starting the Apache Spark session. So as our pool was idle, it's going to take some time to run this Spark session. So it is working on it right now. Meanwhile, this is creating the Spark session. I'm going to show you. I have this entire video series here on PySpark tutorial. So you can see that I have like 142 videos on this one. And what you can do, you can actually go through this and this will make you expert level developer on the PySpark. And then PySpark you will be using pretty much in everywhere. You have like in the Databricks cluster, you will be using that. You will be using it with the Synapse as well. So this is the language you will be using pretty much everywhere, wherever you need to create the notebooks. Also, if you go to the TechBrothersIT.com, then go to this PySpark tutorial for beginner and advanced. I have put all the videos chapter by chapter, so you can take a look. Introduction to PySpark, what are the data frame operations, and reading and writing data frames. So all those different things are available to you to learn the entire thing. Honestly, I put a lot of effort in this course because I wanted to make this end-to-end for the developers and the data engineers. So this is going to be very helpful if you will go through this, and this will become your kind of place to go where you are doing any operations or your data frame. You're adding a new column, you're removing a column, and you are exporting your data from data frame to the CSV files or Parquet files. So this has everything that you can think of as a developer or data engineer. So it is still, please wait for a few minutes while your session starts. So almost 2 minutes. So it's going to be starting pretty soon. Once our pool is active, then we should be good to go. It has 3 nodes, and if you want to go ahead and take a look on that information, you can always go here in the workspace. Is right here. You have more detail, which resources. Here is the configuration. So you can see that it has a small 4 vCore 32 GB per node size. So there are 3 node minimum nodes, and 10 is the maximum node depending on the load. So I don't think so we are going to have like 10 nodes running at the same time. Our code is very small, and then we are fine here, and I'm hoping this notebook should come back now. Okay, it says ready now, and you are good to go. So and then it shows this information. Let's say this is still running and waiting. It should complete. Okay, great. So our Spark session is ready, and we are all good here. And now the pool is active as well. So great. Now anything we will run again is going to take just maybe very small time in seconds. So here as you already know that the data frame is like a table type of thing in the PySpark that has columns and rows, and here I'm saying a variable called data equal to array. This array has different values here, so it has name and age. So this is our first item, and then second item and third item. Then I'm saying df, so I'm creating a new data frame on df, and I say spark dot create data frame, then provide the data variable right there, and then I provide the list of the columns. So this is a name and age, and then once the data is loaded into df on the line third, then I can say df dot show. That's going to show me what is in the data frame. So I can simply select this and run, or I don't have to actually select this part. I was just highlighting. So now it's running, and you will be seeing the data frame output as show command is used to show us the results from the data frame. I'm not sure why it has taken a long time. It is not supposed to take that much time though, but let's see. So anyways, this is the job is in progress. So Spark is 2 executors, 8 cores, and that's more detailed, like each job, you know, is successful now. And the second, so it has submitted our jobs to the Apache Spark pool, and those nodes are working, and they're going to run this and show us the data. Now all that detail about the jobs, about executor, what is control node, what is our compute nodes, and all that I have covered in this tutorial in detail. So that's why I'm not covering all those in details here. I'm sorry, because it's going to take forever if I will start the same tutorial to present here. Okay, so here is our data frame output. You have seen name and age, and these are the 3 records. Now that's one way to analyze your data. So let's say if we want to do a little more, and we want to say we want to filter the data where age is equal to greater than or equal to 25 or something like that. So let's go to add a new cell here, and then I'm saying a df filtered, a new data frame I'm creating here depending upon the old data frame that we have created right here. So I'm saying df dot filter, and I'm applying like a where clause, you know. So df dot filter, that's going to apply the where clause, and say df dot age and greater than 30. So in this case greater than 30 is only one record, and then once this data frame, new data frame, will have these records, then all the records which are where age is greater than 30, then we are saying df dot filtered dot show. So we are running that to see the records. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this, and now you can see that it took 1 second, and just as the data frame was ready, it showed us all the records where age is greater than 35. Now if you want to make the markup cell again, markdown cell again, you will say markdown, and here is just I copy pasted some script and I want to add a summary here. So this double hash is actually your heading, and then these are your those become these bullets or the list, you know, once you have these dashes here. So in this notebook you learn what are notebooks, what are cell, what are Spark sessions are, created and display a data frame by using the Spark, filter data by using df dot filter. So that filter function you use, or filter transformation you use to get the filter data. Now if I just right click, just click outside, this is how beautiful it will look like. So this is markdown cell. So you can see that this is our code cell, and this is our markdown cell. So these are all markdown cells which I have here. So I can simply go ahead, and I want to give this notebook to you guys how to experiment, what are the definitions on all that. So I can simply click here and then say export, and then I will say HTML, because I can export as a .py or HTML or IPYNB notebook. So it depends whatever the format you want to export. Mostly I export as the HTML, because I will go back here, and if you guys go back to my website here, I use that code to generate these HTML pages. So as you see right there, these are examples. I'm gonna leave this. So I have pretty much all the code I use, then I will put it here and then give it to you guys, so you can copy paste and experiment all the code, see the outputs, and also have the video attached to it. So my way is going to the HTML, but in your case you maybe keep it as a notebook and import as a notebook as well. So you can also move to, so you can create different folders, you can clone, you can rename, whatever you want to do. You can have all those normal options what we do on daily basis. So it is exported right now. So I thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel and I will see you guys in next video.